How would you respond if you were asked whether you live to eat or eat to live? Just like the Greek philosopher Socrates said 2400 years ago, many people believe that they should eat to live. Also, there are many who believe they live to eat. These people do not say it out loud, but show it through their actions. If your body mass index is below 25, it's likely you are at a normal weight. A BMI of 25 or more indicates you are overweight. Obesity is when BMI is 30 or more. There are many people who fall in the two latter categories. A survey taken 2 years ago reported that 1 in 5 Mongolian from 15 to 64 years old were overweight, and 1 in 10 were obese. UNICEF also produced a report which said that 1 in every 5 children in Mongolia under the age of 5 was obese. The only Asian country that had more obesity among children than Mongolia was Indonesia. Unfortunately, obesity has become the 6th leading cause of death, and it can increase the risk of developing heart and lung diseases, strokes, high cholesterol, and diabetes. It does not matter how you answer the questions about whether or not you live to eat or eat to live. What matters is whether people fully understand how to live a long, healthy life and what actions there are taken to do so. Secret to living a long and happy life. I had the opportunity to visit Igolesa Center, a life science community in the Swedish village of Igolesa, and meet with the well-known Dr. Stig Stine, who has done cardiothoracic surgery on approximately 10,000 people in the last 40 years, mostly lung and heart transplants. Dr. Stig Stine, who originally comes from Norway, is 68 years old today and has 5 children. He speaks with warm smile on his kind-looking face. Stig has made great contributions to medical science. For example, a flute he invented is used for transporting human organs and has saved thousands of lives. Stig says that although being overweight is said to be caused by eating too much and moving too little, it's also related to eating disorders, such as eating at irregular hours or going without food for an extended period of time.
The number 1 is to eat complete nutrition every day. To eat a balanced nutrition every day, because if something is missing because you stop to eat food, you will behave like a pregnant woman. She would probably start to eat even this microphone because it's too little iron in her body. So when you try to skip food, you turn yourself into some kind of pregnant woman. You want to eat all the time. And then it's just a matter of time before you start to eat what came into your closeness. And that's often is some cheap, bad fat.
So first you eat constantly.
Yeah, you must eat constantly, and so that the body get all the nutrition. it needs. And then you are satisfied. and then you eat less after some days when you have, so to say, filled up all the depots in the body. These thoughts of eating disappear. Here, for instance, we get Matt and some other. They are forced to eat pretty much vegetables before each meal, and they are not allowed not to eat because they eat and fill up themselves. There's almost no calories, but there's a lot of vitamin and minerals. And then after they get the next, and they need to eat all 21 full meal each week, 3 each day. And if they feel hunger between, they go to the kitchen and get more, so to say. But after some weeks, they feel that the food is too much, and they lose weight. Because you should not tell a person that is overweight that you should not eat that. You should tell him you should eat so you get guarantee all the substances your body need.
Eating disorders are triggered by emotional instability. He illustrated the point by noting that the top 3 reasons why people go to the doctor in Western countries are sleep disorders, emotional stress, and being overweight. Being overweight and dealing with obesity are not only related to the food we eat. Stig noted that maintaining a normal weight greatly contributes to having a long, happy life.
Yeah, you should remember that for every 24 hours I or you live, in your body you build billions of new cells all the time. And these cells are very complicated houses, you could say. And think that if I gave you a work now that I want you to build 1 billion new houses in Mongolia, for instance, then you must think about the right number of the floors, the doors, the windows, everything. But we must eat all these different things every day. Otherwise, some of the houses will be defect and we get diseases quite unnecessary. So it's extremely important that we feed the body with complete nutrition every day.
And you have been creating a new product called the Natural Balance. Please tell us about that. Why is that so vital?
The most important thing in the food to keep the health is the protein. Protein, that is, if you dry up a cell, 70% of the dry weight is protein. Protein means the first. So when the microscope came, they saw it was something in the cell that dominated completely. That was protein. And without that, and that protein is the most expensive food. And if that is deficient, you get sick. And this natural balance shake have a complete protein. This protein is put together, so when you analyze it, it is similar to human mother's milk. And that is the best because we know that when we are born as small babies, we can suck all the lives from the mother at least 6 months or more, and the whole body develops, so to say. So the human mother's milk have the most harmonic protein, and of course you have a lot of fat also in the human mother's milk because you need so many calories when it shall grow. But that is the main idea of this natural balance shake, to have a little of the balance that is in the human mother's milk in that drink, so to say.
In order to live such a life, he advises that certain set of principles should be followed. These principles are having the purpose of your life set, exercising, having good relationships with others, getting enough sleep, saying no to harmful habits like smoking, getting proper nutrition, and keeping a positive attitude. The set of principles are referred to as persona, where per in Latin means to scent and sona means sound. Stig emphasizes that the joy of life is felt through relationships where sounds are sent to one another and messages are communicated.
There was a case where a patient died, but in the lung there was a blood. And you said in the book that if really somebody don't want to leave, then they have this blood in the lung. Doctor, why the patient who doesn't want to leave have blood clots in their lung? What is the dynamic? What's happening inside of that person?
Why that happened was that if you lose, if you don't want to live any longer as a patient, you go to bed and you don't go out of the bed, or if you don't have physical therapists that take you out all the time, then the blood clots, and the blood clots leave the legs and is stopped in the lung. And then you die of what we call pulmonary emboli. That was the patient you described. She had been, I think, if I don't remember wrong, an opera singer, and she had been a star, and she had probably neglected her children.
That was the case. Yes.
And she told me after the operation that was successful because all the cancer was away, that I have one wish now that the children will come and visit me, and I called them. And that they had excuses for not to come, and they probably thought that, but now our mother has been healed, we can take her in proper time, but not just now. And then she was so disappointed that she was found dead, and the autopsy showed that she had got clot in her legs, and that had moved into the lung and killed her.
He says that a person who can love and understand others can bring light to the dark. You own your life. I also heard the unbelievable story of a man named Matt. At the age of 27, he weighed 150 kilograms, and when traveling by air, he had to ask for extensions for his seat belt because the standard seat belts on planes would not fit him. Despite being a chief, he never made meals for himself and only ate fast food and drank carbonated sodas. All he did was sit on his couch and watch TV because he did not have the desire or energy to do anything else. When Matt was telling me the story of his life 10 years ago, he looked happy, well-dressed, and kind. His current weight is 85 kilograms. Matt now works as a chief at Igolesa Center and offers not only catering services but also emotional support for those who come to the center. He has become a true example of what one achieves using persona principles.
Matthew, first, congratulations with the change you were able to do. Not everybody would go through what you have gone. Do you feel proud of what you did?
First, thank you. It's one of the things I'm most proud of in my life. It took many years for me to get myself into as bad a condition as I was. And I tried many times to make the adjustments and change my way of life, and I didn't succeed. So to find a way to make that decision and follow through with the decision and continue, 8 years since that journey's begun. I'm very proud of what I was able to do, and hopefully of being able to influence some other people too, based on the changes I made.
You are the book in which you wrote about your life being 150 plus kilograms. Then within how many altogether years you made less than 100?
So within 9 months, I had lost 45 kilos, and I would say within maybe 1 year, I had gone to under 100 kilos, and I've kept that off since.
In 2007, Matt left the United States with his mom and came to Igolesa. He started consuming good quality food and began walking for exercise. However, he still could not lose weight. Almost a month later, daily blood tests finally showed positive changes in his body. In a single day, Matt was consuming a lot of vegetables, 100 grams of black rice, 100 grams of protein-rich fish or lean meat, and was eating twice a day. If he felt hungry before his next meal, he would have natural balanced soup containing protein, fat, and carbohydrates set at appropriate levels. The soup was invented by Stick for people who respiratory diseases. Matt gradually increased 10,000 steps he was walking every day. When he first arrived at Igolesa, he had to take 2 breaks when taking the stairs to the second floor. Matt continued to make a progress, and his sleep improved. The people around him congratulated him and gave him encouragement. Most importantly, Matt liked himself and felt the good in doing his job and helping people.
I think my purpose is to try to help one other person. If I can start by helping one other person, to maybe inspire them, maybe to teach them, maybe to give them some guidance, then maybe that can become 2 people later. And then 5, 10, 100. Speaking now to Mongolia, so perhaps it can inspire a few people there. Something I never would have dreamed of as a possibility. But it's just trying to find a way to help people make a change in the right direction. How to look at what somebody in Sweden, America, or Mongolia, what's something what's a habit they have.
Okay.
And how to take that habit and change it just a little bit in a very positive direction so that they can use it, integrate it into their lifestyle as easy as possible. You can't change everything overnight.
Yep.
You can't ask everyone to give up everything that they love.
Yep.
But you can ask people to make small changes, and if we can help people, if we can give them tools to help them move in the right direction, it can only help.
Matthew, now when you balance, say, exercise, food, and what else? Other ingredients that keeps you strong and wealthy and strong enough. Which one is overrating, or where is the most important thing?
Well, I think it's a balance between making sure you eat right, the right foods, making sure you go out and get a little bit of exercise, get a little bit of fresh air, get out, move a little bit, something I never did before, but also the relationships we have, making sure we stay connected with the people around us, whether it's friends, family, a wife, children, sharing these times with others, going out for a walk with somebody you want to spend time with, cooking a meal with or just for the people you love.
The ancient Greeks measured life in 3 different ways: biological, psychological, and existential. People who eat well and control their emotional stress levels have a better mental state and live longer than those who do not. Stick wrote in his book, Igolesa, Home of Wellness, that patient and kind people who forgive and trust others are more likely to live longer. It seems that almost all the people who are living a long, meaningful, and happy life are eating to live, just like Socrates said, and are following principles similar to those of Stick's persona. It's for us to decide whether we live to eat or eat to leave.